Welcome to another Front-End Engineering Explained. In this one, I want to talk about a new CSS property. There's kind of three of them, but they're all the same thing. The one is basically a shorthand and then the two individual properties. It's all about the text box. Now, let's have a look at what we can do with this. So there's text box, which is the shorthand, and then there's text box trim and text box edge. Now, let's have a look at this header first of all. So we have this H1 and we can see the text box. Actually, the paragraph is like pushing into that, which is what I want. But to achieve that, I had to do the classic setting that to position relative and then using inset to like move it a little bit to the left and push it a little bit up. Now, with our new tool set, we can avoid this and we don't need to do this anymore. So let's turn those off. Let's go to our H1 and we'll use the individual properties this time. So we're going to say text box trim. So here we're telling it where we want to trim. Do we want to trim at the top and the bottom, only the top, only the bottom? So for this purpose, we only want to trim at the bottom. So we're going to say trim end. And now we're going to use text box edge. And this one is telling it how to trim. We don't really care about the top, but we need to specify a value because the only individual value we can specify at the moment is text, and that's not really what we want. When you specify only one, it defines how it trims at the top and the bottom. We want to be a little bit more specific here. So we're going to say cap for the top, which means trim it at the top of the capital letters, and then alphabetic for the bottom, which means it's going to trim it nice and flush with the baseline, right? So let's do that. So we're going to say cap and then alphabetic. And look at that. And now we have this whole header is a display grid. So we can give it a gap of 1 rem. Not a BAP, a gap of 1 rem. And there we go. This looks nice. I actually don't even want to now push it to the left. It kind of looks good to me. The other place where this can be really useful is if we go further down and we have a look at this H1. Again, we can see this text box is really big. And then, of course, we have this top margin. And then we have the paragraph that also has a little bit of margin. But I don't really want to get rid of that because I don't want to remove the top margin of all my paragraphs. So if I only want the first one, then I kind of have to do the thing where you have to do first of type or nth child or, one of those selectors. And I also am not too concerned about the margin. It's just the text box. I just want the text box nice and snug. So let's go ahead and use the shorthand property. So we're going to say text box. And now we're going to say we want to trim both. We want to cap at the top, so it's at the top of that capital L, and then alphabetic, so it trims it nice and snug at the bottom there. So we're going to say, what did I say? Trim both. And then we're going to say, and then we're going to say cap, and then alphabetic. And look at that. Look how nice that is, right? Now the heading is close enough to the paragraph to create that nice association between heading and the text that's related to it. And it's not so far, offset from one another. If we turn it off and if we turn it on. Super nice. Now for the sad part. This is only supported, this is supported everywhere except Firefox and Opera on mobile. So unfortunately right now you can't just use it like this unless you're doing it as a progressive enhancement. For me, that it's going to look pretty shitty, to be honest. So I would not use this just yet. I'm going to have a look if there's maybe somebody that's built a nice polyfill. Maybe the folks from Artbird has done that. And you can throw in a polyfill and then start using it today. But this is going to be supported in Firefox soon. So soon we'll be able to use this, and I'm very excited about it. I'd love to know your thoughts on it and all the cases and scenarios where you think this can really help you out a lot to do really nice typesetting on the web. Let me know in the comments. And if you like this, please like and subscribe, and I'll have more for you soon. Peace. Bye.